Hi, this is Tim Krolsky. You've gotten to know some of Garner's folks personally through my podcast. Now it's time for you to hear about the ever-changing things happening in the trucking industry. From regulations to technology to customers and the daily life of a trucker, it's time to hear from the folks on the road and the people off the road who provide support. What will your perspective be? Will you agree with the thoughts of others? Find out when you come with me on Garner Trucking's Beyond the Cab. Hello and welcome to another edition of Beyond the Cab. I'm your host, Tim Krolsky, and with me today I have our brand new finance director, Marcia Stahl. She's been in accounting for 17 plus years.
That's correct.
That's about right. Started with a bachelor's in Tiffin and then on to a master's at the University of Phoenix.
Yes, all online through the University of Phoenix.
Awesome. Well, Marcia, where would you like to begin today? I want to welcome you, first of all, as a new finance director, a new position. We've got really, 3 weeks in?
Yep, this is my third week final, finishing up right now.
All right. So at this point, just culturally, what you've seen, what you've experienced here at Garner, what would you say? What's your opinions at this point? What do you like? What do you dislike?
Oh, I think the culture here is great. Everybody seems to get along real well. Everybody's so helpful and friendly, willing to go out of their way. It's been a great experience so far.
Good.
I can't say anything better. It's been wonderful.
Awesome. That's great. Well, welcome aboard. We're happy to have you. You're filling pretty big shoes as Mike Palte is leaving us for retirement, and we wish him very well. I've called him all along my sparring partner. He's always kept me sharp and on my toes, and I appreciate that. And you've got some big shoes to fill with that. So
I do. He's done a lot for the company. I've seen a lot of the spreadsheets and work he's put together to make things better, and I definitely have some big shoes to fill. So.
Absolutely. But I think you're up to the task.
I am definitely up for the task.
So tell me a little bit. You grew up in Tiffin?
I grew up in Tiffin, born, raised there. My entire life went to Tiffin Columbian, graduated from there.
Okay.
Got married, just lived north outside of Tiffin, and kind of been there, homebody, I guess.
Nothing
my
wrong
family's
with that.
There, my mom's there, my grandma just turned 93. She's still living and doing things over there, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very family rooted.
Yeah. Well, and it's what you know, it's what you're comfortable with, right? I was fortunate to come out this way from the Cleveland area and found a home here. It's a much calmer environment most of the time, so I'm very appreciative of that.
I can imagine.
Yeah, the communities around here are very nice to be a part of. What would you say your first paying job was?
Probably like 4th, 5th grade. I was a newspaper carrier.
So was I.
Yep, delivering newspapers after school every day.
No kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good first gig.
It is.
How about at the age of, let's say, 16 or so?
16, I worked for a couple ice cream shops through the summers. I was very heavily involved in sports in school.
Okay.
But I still continued to work. My next job was at the local Moose in Tiffin.
Okay.
I worked in the kitchen, waiting tables.
Yeah.
They knew I was interested in accounting. They let me work in the office some.
Okay.
Got my feet
Is that
wet.
kind of your first flavor?
Yeah, it was. Doing some payroll, membership items, making sure all the paperwork got done, bank recs, that kind of stuff. So that was definitely my first foot into the accounting. And then once I graduated, I really enjoyed it. I started at Terra to get my 2-year degree, worked full-time for a printing company over in Tiffin, and then the rest is history. Accounting ever since.
Yeah, you've got to love the numbers to be in that gig.
I do love the numbers.
So through the years, would you say that you had someone specific that was a mentor to you, someone that kind of helped you, get to the point you're at today? Yeah,
my parents, both of them, both always worked hard. My dad was always good with math and numbers, so I kind of looked up to him. He started working for the local county garage when he was 19. 49, retired. The year I graduated, they had their house paid off.
Wow.
So they just had their ducks in a row, and it definitely made an impact.
Yeah.
It's like, that's pretty cool, retiring at 49 and doing what you want, whenever you want. So that's what he does.
And not all of us get that opportunity.
Nope, I sure as a heck won't. But
well, I'm getting ready to be 49 this year, and I'm not close to retirement. But we all got to do what we what we can.
Yep.
What would you say you're known for at this point?
I don't know. I'm kind of quiet until you get to know me. I got my little small pallet business that we're doing, so a lot of people kind of know me from that now.
Okay.
They relate me to, well, I'd rather check with you before I go to Walmart and buy something. I'd rather give you my money than Walmart
Sure.
or, a local competitor like that. So, and that's just been in the last year and a half.
Okay. So this is something fresh for you?
Yeah, something fresh, something new,
Yeah.
something exciting.
That's a really creative kind of second job type situation there.
I used to bartend back in the day. That was kind of my stress reliever.
Yeah.
Kind of just getting away. And I've gotten older and don't do the bar scene, so...
Yeah, it's where you have to make some changes
and
do things a little different, but very lucrative career too.
Yeah, but now we're selling pallets. My kids help me. My husband helps me. It's turned into a family affair.
Family business.
Absolutely.
What do you look forward to in your free time?
I like to ride motorcycles.
Okay.
Be outside. We have a swimming pool. Hanging out with my family, kids, grandkids.
You're pretty well grounded in the family network there, it sounds like.
Yep, I sure am.
Do you have another passion besides selling pallets and motorcycles? Anything else, hobbies that you really enjoy doing? Or
I like to be outside and working in the flowers in the garden, out doing that kind of stuff. Being outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoying the weather.
You had mentioned you were in some sports and stuff in high school. What'd you do?
I ran cross country. I played basketball. I ran track and summer softball.
Okay.
I was one of those all year round athletes.
I was going to say that's busy all year round.
Yep, and I worked, so very dedicated to both. I mean, I think it's helped me push me to where I am today.
Sure.
Striving to be good at everything. Not good, but succeeding and doing better. And
well, not only that, but the teamwork side of things as well. I mean, that's one of the real benefits with sports. You really learn how to get along with others and play well in the sand with everybody, so to speak.
Yep.
So that's all important stuff. What would you say, is there a turning point in your life? Usually that happens in adulthood, but sometimes younger. Anything that you would say that's kind of been pivotal for you?
Probably, I waited till I was older and had my first child.
Okay.
I think that was a big turning point for me. Really kind of rooted me a little more, settled down, just getting to be a mom and raise your kids and be in a small community, getting to know the people around you and their friends. And
there's definitely two schools of thought when it comes to parenthood, isn't there? I kind of took a different path. I had kids young, and so I'm in my late 40s now, and most of my kids are all grown, and so I'm getting the benefits of grandchildren. I'm a little bit younger and able to enjoy versus as you pointed out, your grandmother's in her 90s.
Yes.
So there's some benefit there, but on the flip side of that, to wait a bit, get yourself established a little bit more, and then bring a child into the world is that's just as good a plan. It's all about kind of the strategy of how you want to approach.
Yeah, I was definitely focused on my career when I was younger.
Yeah,
I still am, but I just was so driven to succeed and do well that I had meetings and after-hour stuff. It just didn't fit into my lifestyle at the time.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's perfect.
Yeah, and I would say in reverse, I don't know if I would have been able to do what I'm able to do today, in terms of exactly that. The extra hours that you have to put in, and the meetings, and different commitments that come, the traveling, all that stuff. I think is a little easier to do when you've got kind of your feet on the ground, whether you have young kids or older kids.
Yeah, I agree.
To have something established, I think, helps all that process out. Would you say that you have any sort of situations where you feel that it kind of defines your character? Some examples there of maybe something that's come along, and again, kind of that defining moment that we were talking about, but something in terms of something that's kind of, I guess, built your character and who you are today.
I took on an executive type role when I was in my mid-20s, and I never thought that maybe I would be that far at that age. So I think stepping up and taking on that position kind of changed my life. It brought me into corporate America kind of early.
Right.
And kind of prepared me for what's really like out there. I was young. I was naive in the beginning, but I definitely learned a lot fast.
Sure.
About being corporate America, dealing with peers, dealing with customers, dealing with all kinds of different people.
Yeah.
So I think being younger, I think that helped me.
Okay.
Sometimes you get out of college and you think you already know it all.
Right.
But
I think we all go down that road.
Until you get into a position that you can...
Until you realize you don't know anything.
Yeah, and you start learning some of those life lessons about how things truly work. It's not how they always tell you in school.
Right.
So I think being young and taking on an executive type role, I think, has helped me a lot.
I can appreciate that. I absolutely can appreciate that. What would you be doing if you weren't doing what you're doing for us today?
Probably my pallets right now. It's kind of turned into a passion.
Is it a passion for you?
It is. We have a lot of fun. It's a big stress reliever. You get to meet a lot of new people that way.
Sure.
I get to meet a lot of people that I would have never got to meet.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So that, and I don't know, traveling some.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of friends from other countries.
Okay.
And I would love to go visit their homes.
What's first on that list? Where would you like to go first?
As crazy as it sounds, probably India.
Okay.
India.
A lot of people.
India, Turkey. I have a friend from Uganda.
Okay. So what's the drive to go to India first? What makes that your first choice?
My friends and their families are there.
Okay.
Go see how they've lived
Sure.
before they came here.
Sure.
I've met their families, so to go visit them in their homes, I think would be kind of special. My parents did it last year. They went to a wedding in India.
Okay.
For one of our friends. And
what a great experience that must have been.
Yeah, they were a part of the entire process, the whole week-long process of the wedding, yeah.
No kidding.
So.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah. And then right before that, they flew to Dubai and got to visit with some of them there. So they went from Dubai to India.
Tallest building in the world,
yes.
Is that right? Is in Dubai? Yeah.
Yeah. Very
a lot to
rich
see.
Country. Very nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So they went.
Again, high population too.
Yeah. So
a lot of people.
Yeah, I would like to travel and visit some of those people I've met along the way and their families.
Absolutely. Anywhere stateside that you're dying to get to?
I would like to go back down to the Carolinas, maybe Outer Banks.
Okay.
Just relax, get away.
Enjoy some sand and
Beach.
Some ocean. Yeah, I can appreciate that. I get it. Definitely get it. So tell me this, what's your go-to order when you go to a restaurant? What do you got to have?
Potatoes.
Anything potatoes or something specific?
Nope, anything potatoes. Fried, the better.
Yeah.
But
you fall into the category. My wife is the same way. She loves to have potatoes. Recently we started eating a little bit differently. We've cut out all the carbs and every once in a while, maybe once a month or so, we might cheat on something here or there. Yesterday, she asked me to stop and get some potatoes, so we get some mashed potatoes for supper. So it's not bad when you go 3 or 4 months and then have that as a treat. But I know that's probably a big weakness for her. So.
Yeah, I likewise have kind of changed my diet around, and I do miss the potatoes. So that's why when we go out,
and breads and
that's my go-to is my potatoes.
Yeah, I can respect that. I get it. What are you most curious about right now?
Just making sure I can fill the big shoes that Mike left here, and just fill the void that he's going to leave.
Sure. I think you'll do a great job with it. I really do, and I'm not just saying that. Over the last 3 weeks, we've gotten to know each other a little bit.
Yep.
And I can see you're very focused on things, and I think best interest for the organization.
Absolutely.
At heart. So,
yep. Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to accomplish here at Garner. I'm going to finish up this interview, but I have to ask one more question.
All right.
It still follows that same line of thought, but if you walked outside the office today and won $10 million, what would you do?
I would probably continue on as I am right now. I'd have to sit and think about it really hard. I'm one that doesn't make a lot of rash decisions.
That's a good plan.
Being financially, the background financial, my husband would be the first to jump and go buy everything, and I'd be like, whoa, slow down. Let's plan this out. And
there's only about 5 or 10 cars he really wants, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. And motorcycles.
There you go.
Hobbies and.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
So you take your time with it a little bit.
I would.
Strategically.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that too. I've often thought about that very thing, and what are you most passionate about? Where would you want to put that money?
Yeah.
And what would you really want to do to not only help yourself but probably help
others. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's there's a huge responsibility when you start talking about those types of dollars that you make sure you do the right thing along with taking care of your own. You want to take care of others too.
Absolutely.
So I can appreciate that as well. Well, Marcia, I really want to thank you. I know, taking away from getting some training done.
Last day of training.
Yeah, last days and all that, to take some time and talk with me. It means a lot. And it helps our fleet get to know, who's here in the office and what we're doing and who we are, and starts to build that bond as you become a part of the Garner family as well. And excited again to see what you're going to bring in the future.
I'm excited to get going.
All right, that's another edition of Beyond the Cab. I'm your host, Tim Krolski. We'll talk next time.